We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the race books and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning.
All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world here at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your gaming capital and the South Point Studio Streaming Network at YouTube. We welcome you to the show, as well as all of those folks here in town listening to us, maybe running around town early this morning on the radio, our anchor radio station, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM, and all of those beautiful platforms that we have, our websites, and of course your devices with the apps that you can get, the YouTube app that you can see and hear us, and of course the KSHP app that you can hear us on your devices, your iPhone, Android, or Google phone, and of course anywhere you get your podcasting as well. Simply put, however, wherever, whenever. Welcome to the Race Day Show as we begin another racing week here from Las Vegas on the Race Day Las Vegas show. We welcome you to the show. Well, we're finally into like back to the regular stuff now, right? All the holidays are gone, and we're getting started for taking a look at some of the great things that are going to happen this year. And of course, along the way, the Eclipse Awards will be coming up. The Pegasus World Cup will be coming up. And of course, we're on the road watching all of those 3-year-olds on the road to the Kentucky Derby. So we have a lot to look forward to. And of course, here in Las Vegas and certainly out around the country, We still got a little bit of that football left to go. The NFL regular season ended with a spectacular and dramatic game on Sunday night. And, of course, the playoffs now set for the NFL, and the college football playoffs getting down to the nitty-gritty for the college championship as well. So we have a lot to cover on this Race Day show for you. And, of course, we are also into the finals for the Eclipse Awards. All the votes are in now, and they have posted the finalist for the Eclipse Awards, and I'm going to get into that a little bit with Jonathan Ardoon when we get him on the show. Of course, today we've got Dwayne Colucci. Dwayne Colucci, of course, our man from the Rampart. He's with us on Wednesday, so he'll be along with us, along with Rich Ang, and of course, John Leno and Jerry J will be checking in as well. And we'll have some picks for you in racing, some picks at some of the racetracks we don't cover, but we'll have some picks there for you today. And, of course, now is the time that we take and, like all of us, getting ready to get all of our, records together to file our taxes for 2025, okay? Well, all the records have been gathered, and now we take a look at what happened in 2025 as far as racing is concerned. National statistics for 2025, nationally. Total handle for horse racing was down 2.1%. Now, that is, of course, due to the declines in racing days, cancellations with the weather and all of that. So, you got to take a look at all of the extreme weather. Of course, the wildfires, remember that happened during the course of early last year around Santa Anita. They had cancellations there. So the weather and the cancellations of those cards, the wildfires, etc., and the bad weather, really, the extreme weather and the wildfires really contributed to those numbers being down a bit. But it was 2.1% down from last year to the year before. And, of course, that is due to declines in racing days as well, the races and the field sizes as well. So it all kind of came together. As far as race days, there were 3,590 race days overall in the country last year, and that was down 5.2%. The races, there were 29,401 races during those days, and that was down 4.7%. Now, and because of that, because the total handle was down 2.1%, and because of the race days, the races, etc., were down, along with the weather and cancellation concerns. Just a little over $11 billion, $3 million was bet overall on the fewer race days. And as far as the races were concerned, there were 3.3% horses in there on the fewer race days. So it all led to average field sizes hovered around 7.5%. And all in all, this was the first time since the mid-1950s that there were less than 30,000 races in the country. So all in all, looking at it from the entire picture, from a lot of things that were not controllable for horse racing last year, cancellations, race sizes, less races, and of course, all of the weather concerns, etc. Down 2.1% is not bad at all. But that is the overall crux of the national statistics last year. Ired Ortiz Jr. Topped the money earnings for the sixth time in the last 8 years. His horses banked $40,497,847. Him and Flavien Prat both had big years for their money earners, over $40 million. And Ired had the most wins in the country as well. He was the tops in that, too. He won 351 races overall last year across the country, and that was the 9th consecutive year he's done that. So Ired becoming almost a GOAT of this generation. Taking a look at some of the other highlights around the country. Santa Anita, as you know, canceled. They have canceled Thursday, the next 2 Thursdays, this coming Thursday, tomorrow, and the Thursday afterwards, they're going to put the makeup days for Santa Anita. Okay, so Santa Anita is to race Thursday, and next Thursday, the 15th of this month, the makeup days there. And since the opening of the racing this year, since it's scheduled opening on the day after Christmas, they've run only 3 days at Santa Anita. 3 days and 6 days of cancellations. Now, last year, even with the wildfires, they only had 3 cancellations. So the weather has really played a big part in the early part of Santa Anita, but they're going to race makeup days tomorrow and next Thursday. Probably a few more Thursdays will come for makeup days because they did miss 6 days of racing overall. They've only been running 3 days, but they'll be back in business tomorrow. Oaklawn Park, their holiday meeting, that short holiday meeting that they had, remember, that ended on the New Year's weekend. Now, they'll be back, of course, at the end of the month, on the 30th of the month. But that little holiday season, holiday meeting at Oaklawn Park, they ran 132 races during that meet, 9.78 entrants per race. Okay, you see how the entries got higher there. And as a result of that, the handle was up almost 27%. Now, remember, with the cancellations in Southern California, a lot of people were betting Oaklawn Park because some of the familiar jockeys that they knew were racing this year at Oaklawn Park. So the holiday meet was a big success, 27% overall handle up, almost 27%, but 9.78 entries per race had a lot to do with it. The more horses running in more races gives you more opportunities to make bets and make money. There were also 15 stakes races over that period of time as well. Steve Asmussen reached his 1,000th Oaklawn Park win during that meeting, and he was the leader overall of the trainers with 13 wins during the short meet there. Christian Torres got his 300th Oaklawn win on the way to being the leading rider there with 18 wins overall. Walter De La Cruz got his 200th Oaklawn win as well there. And there were 52 different riders that rode during that short holiday meeting at Oaklawn. And that meet, their regular meet, will kick in on the 30th of this month. So it's looking good for Oaklawn Park there, that's for sure. And as far as the stakes races this weekend, tomorrow, Santa Anita will have 2 stakes races, a Grade 3 and another stakes race, 2 of them. That was on the makeup of the weekend, so there's going to be 2 nice stakes races at Santa Anita on the special makeup card tomorrow. On Saturday, Santa Anita will come back with the Grade 3 San Vicente. It is for 3-year-olds, usually not a big race for prepping for the Kentucky Derby, but it's a good starting point for a lot of horses that are trying to kind of catch up and get to the 2 turns. The San Vicente is a sprint race. Tampa Bay will host 3 stakes races, as well as Fairgrounds. Gulfstream Park will have 2 races, and Turfway Park will come in with a stakes race. And then on Sunday, Santa Anita will have another Grade 3 stakes race there. So all in all, looks like it's going to be a good week of racing. And as I say, our handicappers are ready to go. Our handicappers did well on Sunday. They had 3 winners. Of course, one of our handicappers had 2 of those 3, and that was Jonathan Hardoon. And of course, the other handicapper was Rich Chang, who had a winner for us. As a matter of fact, taking a look quickly of what happened, recapping a quick on Sunday. Sunday, Flavian Pratt had a couple of winners. He won the 4th race for Danny Gargan and the 6th race for Robert Falcone Jr. Jonathan Hardoon's pick on Sunday was Perleon. Perleon scored in the 7th race for Jose Lascano and Linda Rice. That horse paid $7.10 there. Pick 6 paid a little over $13,700 and change there at Aqueduct on Sunday. Oaklawn Park on Sunday. Francisco Arrieta had a couple of winners. He won the 2nd race and he won the 10th race as well. $5.40 and $13 mutuals there. Emmanuel Esquivel won back-to-back races. He won the 3rd race for Kenny McPeak at $13.60, came back in the 4th race at $6.20. Early pick 5 at Oaklawn. They're paying great at Oaklawn. Prices $37.60, $5.40, $13.60, $6.20, and $12.80. You combined all that. The pick 5 came back $7,147.35. for 50 cents in the early pick 5 on that closing there at Oaklawn Park. The featured Mockingbird Stakes was won by Grace is Free for Kelsey Parr was the rider there for Robert Klein. $32.40 in that upset, outrunning Nickel and Dime and Woodstock. Woodstock finishing third in that one. And all in all, that was a great closing day for the holiday meet at Oaklawn Park. Gulfstream on Sunday. Safi Joseph Jr. got a couple of wins, and so did Edgard Zayas and Tyler Gaffleone. Zayas won the second race for Safi, paying $840. Came back in the seventh race for Brad Cox and paid $380. Gaffleone's 2 winners for Mike Maker in the sixth race at $660. Then came back in the eighth race for Kelly Breen, paying $840. And Safi Joseph Jr.'s second win came in the fifth race, paying $620 there as well. Jonathan Ardune's pick at Gulfstream Park won. That was the eighth race. Adios Now did just that for us. Luis Ramirez, the trainer. John Velasquez riding, paying $640. So those were 2 Jonathan winners on Sunday around on the show. And Rich Eng's pick at the fairgrounds. Roar of Silence won that fifth race with Loveberry aboard for Chris Black, paying $5.60. And Isaac Castilla won the first 2 races, winning the first race for Jonathan Wong, who's training over there at Fairgrounds, paying $240. Second race for Tom Amos, paying $340. So the favorites winning there. Steve Asmussen had a couple of wins as well. His third race winner with James Graham paid $260, and his eighth race winner with Paco Lopez paid $580. A lot of short prices on Sunday at the Fairgrounds. All right. We cut you all up to most of the good stuff. Now we're going to get some really good stuff with our handicappers. Jonathan, of course, is with us. As I say, Rich Eng, and John Lindo, Jerry Jackowitz, and Dwayne Colucci. So don't go away. Coming up next after the break, your racing menu, and then off with the handicappers. We'll be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
All righty, back on Race Day Las Vegas, looking at the weather here in Las Vegas. We're getting a little bit colder this week. It's 42 degrees outside right now. Still, but 42 degrees. We're going to get a lot of wind. They got a wind advisory today, though, later on today and throughout the day here in Las Vegas, which means we're only going to get up to 58 degrees today. And by through the week, it's going to be this cold as well here. But it's always fast, firm, and perfect in the race book. And, of course, looking across the country, all that mess that was going on through here in Southern California during the holiday season seems like it's all gone now. Southern California is going to be great, hopefully, for the rest of the week. At least the weatherman says so. And that means good stuff for Southern California racing that has that makeup day starting tomorrow. So it'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. As far as the rest of the country, way up in the Northeast, Boston, northern part of New York, etc., it's pretty cold, etc., some snow up there. But outside of that, it looks like it's pretty good weather across the country. Now, as far as the temperatures are concerned, need I say who's the hottest spot in the country? I don't. You know, 85 degrees there. and you know where it's at. Anyhow, Miami is 79. New York City is 51 with a little bit of chance of rain, I guess, there. Chicago, 42 degrees, going to top out at 42 today. Phoenix is going to have a little bit of rain going on there at 60 degrees. And, of course, as I say here in Las Vegas, we're going to top out at 58. Now let's take a look at your racing menu for today. We have 8 tracks on the racing menu, so that's good stuff today. We got 8 tracks on our racing menu. And we'll start out, of course, with the racing menu, reminding you that the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone. So if you're in the Pacific time zone, no problem. If you're not, of course, these will be the first post times rolling out in our race book here today because we're in the Pacific time zone. But if you're not listening on all those other platforms that we have around the world, just adjust from your time zone to the Pacific time zone, then you won't miss anything. Like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? Here we go. We begin the racing menu with Parks Racing. Parks Racing has a first post time of 9:05. Their carryover in their Pick 6 jackpot, $19,519. $19,519 in the Parks Pick 5 jackpot carryover. First post time is at 9:05. Mahoning Valley back on the menu. Mahoning Valley, they got a Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $4,368. First post time is 9:15. 9:15 at Mahoning Valley. Then we get to Gulfstream Park. Gulfstream Park, first post time 9:20 for their racing card. Pick 6 Rainbow jackpot carryover exceeding $300,000 now. The jackpot carryover today at Gulfstream, $303,613. And first post time is at 9:20. Okay. Coming up next is Tampa Bay Downs. Tampa Bay has a Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $3,599. First post time is at 9:30 at Tampa Bay. Following that, Turf Paradise in Phoenix, Arizona. Turf Paradise. Phoenix, Arizona, their first post time is 12:15. 12:15 at Turf Paradise. Delta Downs, they have a first post time of 2:45. 2:45 at Delta Downs. And then following that comes Turfway Park. Turfway Park, Pick 6 jackpot carryover there, $68,975. $255 first post time at Turfway Park. And then we wrap it up with Charlestown. Charlestown has a Pick 6 jackpot carryover as well. That's $5,469 with the first post time at Charlestown, set at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock today. All right, let's get out to Jonathan Ardoon. Jonathan, you heard something on the menu that you didn't think was right?
I know is wrong. Gulfstream doesn't run today, Ralph. They run tomorrow. They did away with Wednesdays. Last week was their last Wednesday.
Oh, really? That is correct. On our menu, they do have Gulfstream Park at 9:20, but you are right when this contract settlement of the contract said that they were going to discontinue Wednesdays. So that carryover will be to tomorrow.
Correct.
See, our folks our folks that make out this menu did not get the memo. In any case, we got it.
Oh, we fixed it.
Okay.
We fixed it.
You fixed it. That's right. No racing today at Gulfstream. Otherwise, I know Jonathan would have given us a pick at Gulfstream, and Jonathan would have had a sheet at Gulfstream, but he had neither. So we're in good shape. Right. Jonathan, we've got the Eclipse finalists, okay? And no surprise that for Horse of the Year, it's the finalists for Horse of the Year is going to be, if I can find it here.
Sovereignty. I'll find it for you.
Yeah, sovereignty
and sovereignty.
Yeah, sovereignty. Sovereignty is the head one there. That's for sure. And of course,
and he's gonna win. So you don't need to mention the runner-ups if you don't want. But
yeah, as a matter of fact, I voted for Sovereignty. I thought that was the best. But I'll tell you, Forever Young just got voted the Japanese Horse of the Year, and he is in the running. He's one of the finalists. But I don't think winning the Breeders' Cup Classic is going to outweigh the magnificent year that Sovereignty had. But Sovereignty, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. As far as some of the other ones, 2-year-old male, Ted Nafi should win that. Him and Brandt and Gastad are the 3 finalists there. 3-year-old males, what do you think? We know Sovereignty is one of them. What are the other 2?
I don't know. That's a good question. I guess journalism, because he did run second to him most of the times
Yeah.
that they met up.
Yeah. The third
I
one
guess,
is the tricky one.
Go ahead. Who is he?
Baeza. But a lot of people, but a
okay.
lot of people would have thought otherwise. I think Baeza got into this mix with winning the Pennsylvania Derby.
By default, really, because who else won big races for the most part?
Yeah. 3-year-old filly. That's kind of a one that was wide open. Yeah, She's So Spicy, Nitrogen, and Good Cheer. Makes sense?
Yeah. I kind of like Nitrogen, but the others are fine.
Yeah, I voted for Nitrogen as well, too. So we're on the same page on that one. Older Dirt Male. Now, that's where Forever Young is, he's got a good shot of winning it. Nisos and Sierra Leone are the other two. I would say
And no Pletcher horses, no Fierceness or the other horse.
no
That's
fierceness.
pretty interesting.
In the finalists.
Right.
Older Dirt Female. Now, Scylla won the Breeders' Cup Distaff, remember? Then you have
Right.
Splendora and Torpedo Anna. Now, do you think Torpedo Anna did enough before she was retired to carry her through the year?
Probably not, but you're going to give it to her on her reputation. That's what I would have done if I was voting.
Okay.
It's not like the other horses were so far ahead of her, even if, that's just my opinion. It's not like the other mares accomplished that much more. So
I
would
agree.
have given it to her.
I agree. I think based on her being the horse of the year from the previous
career.
She was horse of the year the previous year, and she was retired after a couple of bad races. So it wasn't like she pursued and kept getting beat. It was like they knew there was enough there. Male sprinter. Bookham Dano, Nisos, and Ben Tornado.
Bookham Dano, I like Bookham Dano. I mean, all that horse did was win every time he showed up.
Yeah.
And,
And if I'm correct, he didn't run in the Breeders' Cup, right?
No, he did not.
No.
They passed the Breeders' Cup.
Yep. Female
But
sprinter.
he did enough before. He did enough before the Breeders' Cup, Ralph.
Oh, I think so. You're right. You're right. Bookham Dano. Yeah. I think I voted for him too. Yes, I did. All right. Female sprinter. Splendora, Copion, She's So Spicy.
I guess She's So Spicy because she won the Breeders' Cup. So maybe. I don't know.
This is a tricky one too. Male turf horse. Deterministic, Notable Speech, Rebels Romance.
Wow, that is close. I would say Rebels Romance, but not by any one of the three you could have given it to be honest with you.
Yes, you're right. And I think Rebels Romance, like Torpedo Anna, might get it on reputation. Female turf horse, that's a, boy. Gazora, She Feels Pretty, and She's So Spicy.
She Feels Pretty because all she did was win for the most part.
She was a big winner there, too. And trainers, there were 3 finalists as trainers. Chad Brown, Brad Cox, and Bill Mott. Todd Pletcher wasn't one. Todd Pletcher wasn't one of them.
Yeah, and Cox had no horses running on Breeders' Cup Day for the most part. He had 2 starts on the dirt, and he didn't have any horses in the Triple Crown run. So by default, that's not even by default. Mott, trained the winner that's going to win horse of the year.
Yeah.
Right. So why not give it to the trainer that trained the horse of the year?
Well, and not only that, but Bill Mott, not only is he an excellent trainer, but he withstood a lot of pressure from a lot of outside interests, especially through the Triple Crown, et cetera, to do what was best for his horse, and it worked out fine, including not going into the Breeders' Cup Classic. So you're right, Bill Mott should get it, not on raw volume of statistics, but just as the best trainer.
Of work.
Right.
Right.
Jockey, Irad, Flavian Pratt, and John Velasquez were the 3 finalists.
Well, you could flip a coin, obviously, between
Irad and Flavian.
Irad and Pratt. You can either one. It's a flip of a coin. I was listening on a show or a podcast where someone actually suggested that they should split it. That it was that close where they should really split it. And I could see an argument for giving it to both Pratt and Ortiz. Let them share it. Okay. I mean, they were within a couple of $1,000s, right?
Yeah, for earnings, they were less. Pratt, his earnings fell less than $2,000 short of IRAD. They both had banner years.
So why not split it and
you-
give it to both of them?
I mean, if you want to really split hairs, you might want to give it to Flavian Pratt with all the traveling he did to get that up. You know. In any case, final one is Apprentice Jockey. You got
We know that.
Christopher Elliott, Pedro Moran, and Yassid Hazelwood.
Hazelwood. We've been touting Hazelwood for months on this show.
All right, now again, if you do just raw statistics, obviously it would go to Christopher Elliott because of the volume of wins that he has. But you and I both know that we believe in not only what we saw, but what a lot of other professionals think, that Yassid Hazelwood is going to, at the end, be a great jock amongst these
buy
new.
stock in Hazelwood. If you could buy stock in a jockey, I would be buying stock in Yassid Hazelwood.
Yes. And so I voted for him, not because of the volume, just the numbers, but just because I think that he is the best apprentice this year with his talents. Okay, so enough of that stuff there. Anyhow, if you don't have a soapbox, we'll get your picks.
No soapbox, quiet weekend. Let's go to Tampa Bay, look at race number 6 at 7 furlongs on the main track. And I like the number 4 horse in here, Lizzie Baby. This is a 4-year-old filly from the Kevin Rice barn. Believe it or not, she's making her 4th start of the meet. They've only been open, I don't know, not that long, but she's making her 4th start of the meet. And she's cutting back in distance, and she's on the improve. And Kevin Rice, a nephew of Linda Rice, does a terrific job. 5-1 on the morning line. Jaime Villa Gomez aboard to ride. I like number 4, Lizzie Baby, to win today's 6th race out of Tampa Bay Downs.
All right, 6th race at Tampa Bay. Lizzie Baby, the 6 in the race, the 4 horse in the 6th race. The 4 in the 6th race. Lizzie Baby, number 4 in the 6th race at Tampa Bay. And, of course, you have what sheets do you have today?
Just Tampa. That's all that's running.
Just Tampa. That's all that's running. Okay. You got it, my man. All right. Well, how's the weather up there, by the way? You shoveling snow still or what?
It's snowing up in Saratoga. What else isn't it?
Okay. Well, get the
It's
shovel.
like Brownsville, Texas. Every day, Brownsville, Texas in the 80s. Every day in Saratoga, it snows. So you can take them off the menu.
Okay.
We know the result.
Our weather report here from our weatherman in Saratoga. Hey, thanks a lot. Stay dry, stay warm, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
All right, you got it. When we come back, Dwayne Colucci standing by along with Rich Eng, John Leno, and Jerry J. So don't do it. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Everybody knows where the money's going. Every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
Are you ready to lock in your bets and cash in on the games this weekend? Get weekly football winners from Alex White, Chris Andrews, and Vinny Malulo.
I did take the dog 3.5.
I'm going to stay with the Colts here. That's definitely going to be one of my plays.
If the Bears have turned the corner, they have to take care of business in this game.
Yes.
Tune in for behind-the-book perspectives you won't find anywhere else.
Well, if you're looking to bet the under, you're going to get a better number.
The wise guys are certainly not going to play the favorites.
I know if it hits 7, don't blink. Maybe that's what bettors are waiting for.
Every NFL matchup, every college game that matters, the spreads, the stats, and the smart money plays.
Is there a way to bet against both teams?
Get your winning edge with Football Frenzy, streaming on YouTube every Friday at noon Pacific.
Okay. Back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to go out to Dwayne Colucci standing by at the Rampart. Dwayne, good morning. Do we have Dwayne? We froze.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
Well, I hear Dwayne. I don't see him, but I hear him.
I'm here.
Okay. Okay, Dwayne. What's up at the Rampart?
How you How's everything going
You know what,
fabulous South
Dwayne?
Point?
Dwayne, we got a bad connection with you because I can't see and you're going in and out. So why don't you try to reconnect with our folks here? Let's see if we can get a fresh line going. And in the meantime, I want to remind everybody that you can join us here at YouTube on our chat box. And these guys are chatting away. I'm reading some of these messages on the chat box, and there are some people on this chat box that have listened to our shows for years because at one time I used to do 7 days a week. As a matter of fact, I had a total of 4 days off, 5 days. I had a total of 5 days off a year. I used to do shows mostly every day except for 5 days out of the entire year. But we've backed up to the 5 day week, 5 a day week now because there's just not enough material on Mondays and Tuesdays anymore. And, it seems like it's starting contracting a little bit more. So we'll wait and see about that. But in any case, if you want to join us on the chat box, you can do that. And all you have to do is subscribe. The subscription is free. It's not a problem. Just get on there and you can chat away with all our other chatters on the chat box. Do we reconnect with Dwayne? No. Okay. Well, why don't we do this then? We'll go to another break, and when we come back, hopefully we'll have Dwayne and Richie ready to go. So don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. We have reconnected with a better connection now with Dwayne Colucci. So, Dwayne, take two. Good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing today at the South Point?
We're doing fine, my man. Well, all the holidays are now over with, all that stuff there. People are starting to put away their, decorations and all that. Now it's time to get going for 2026. And, of course, a lot of great football is going to happen. The NFL season, what a way to end the NFL season Sunday night. But now we're into their playoffs. We got college football. And we're starting up the road for the countdown to, of course, the Kentucky Derby. And some big stakes races for older horses coming up, the Pegasus World Cup by the end of the month.
Yeah, definitely. Very interesting to see how Skippy is going to run against White Barrio. I definitely like that matchup. You don't have the star-studded power that the Pegasus had in its, first couple of years, but definitely a great, great race card. I know Gulfstream will put together, and waiting to see how Ted Nafi comes out and all those great 2-year-olds. So now 3-year-olds for the Kentucky Derby. It's an exciting time at the Rampart, the resort at Summerlin, and we're going to be firing up all the horse racing action as well as the NFL and college playoffs.
Well, I know it's always an exciting time out there at the Rampart in your part of the country, out in the west there in the northwest, and certainly you'll be doing well. But you always have a space and a place for the racing fan, right?
Yeah, definitely, Ralph. It's definitely we push the racing and we want to keep horse racing going. And there's a lot going on in Nevada now, a lot of contracts unsigned, a lot of negotiations going on. But we're going to fight through it like we always do and, promote the sport of kings at the Rampart Casino. That's what we do. That's what I do. Been around the horses since I was born. My dad spoiled me on it. Saratoga, Aqueduct, Belmont. Then when we moved out here, Hollywood Park, all the fabulous California facilities, turf paradise, just, you know, a huge horse racing fan, and it's in my heart and about my makeup. So, you know, come out and see us. We're going to have the racing forums. We're going to have a third, if not more, of the video wall dedicated to horse racing at all times at my race and sportsbook.
All right, there you go, my man. Waving the flag for the race player there at the Rampart. Well, you love racing and you're a handicapper. What do we have for today?
Slim pickets today, but Turfway Park, you know, is running as well as Tampa. So I'll dabble in Turfway tonight. We're going to go to the 8th race, the 10 horse. We're looking for a price. First of his name, Martin Garcia. This horse ran 4th last time. A good account of himself. Second off of a layoff. The horse was an East Coast based horse, and now, you know, moving over to the synthetic. Ran 4th, dug in, ran pretty well last time. I think Garcia will definitely handle the horse well. We're getting 8-1 on this horse. Let's get out to the front and try and not look back with this horse. First of his name, the 8th race at Turfway Park this evening.
And number?
Number 10.
Number 10. Okay.
10.
Everybody
Yes,
wants
10,
to,
the 10
know,
horse.
when the handicappers are handicapping, they need the track, the race number, and the number of the horse because they'll make
Yes,
that
sir.
bet there.
Yes,
So in the
sir.
8th race at Turfway today, number 10 in the 8th race. Well, Dwayne, we'll be talking to you next week. And, of course, if anybody's out there in that part of the country, if you don't go to the Rampart and play the races there, that's your first bad beat of the day. That's for sure. Thanks a lot, Dwayne.
Thanks, Ralph. Thanks for having me on, and have a great day.
All right, you got it, my man. Now we're going to go out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Well, I got to say, Richie, it was one hell of an ending of the NFL regular season on Sunday night, and it was one heck of a Black Monday when I guess the count now is up to 7 coaches have been fired in the NFL since the end of the season till today. And, of course, I guess the biggest name was Harbaugh, who lost the game on Sunday night.
Yeah, John Harbaugh, after 18 years with the Baltimore Ravens, was let go. Kevin Stefanski was let go after 6 years with the Cleveland Browns. In our market, Ralph, Pete Carroll was one and done. I guess the ownership and had seen enough. And there were a bunch of others scattered throughout the country from coast to coast. So there's a lot of high-profile jobs available. And Harbaugh, I read an article that Harbaugh, within minutes after him getting fired by the Baltimore Ravens, his agent had 7 phone calls from NFL teams inquiring about his services. So some of these guys are going to land on their feet, that's for sure.
I would think that maybe the Raiders could be one of those 7 calls.
Well, you know, there was a story from a very reliable source about the Raiders and the fact that Tom Brady is going to be very active this cycle in hiring the GM and the coach. And according to the article, 2 people that Tom Brady is very interested in. One is the defensive coordinator with the Minnesota Vikings, Brian Flores, who coached the Miami Dolphins for a few years and is one of the best coordinators in football. And the other is Brian Daboll, the ex-Giant coach, who was formerly the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills and tutored Josh Allen to become the quarterback that he's become. So I think if you put those 2 together, you'd have a great defensive coordinator, head coach in Flores, great offensive coordinator in Daboll. That would be a real powerful team if the Raiders could pull it off.
Yep, and we will wait and see, that's for sure. There's a lot of interviews going on, I would say, in the next couple of weeks. But, you know, I think the sports books here in Las Vegas had to lock up a lot of anticipated Super Bowl future money because the Ravens didn't make it, the Tampa Bay Bucks didn't make it, the Detroit Lions, who a lot of people thought was going to make it, didn't make the playoffs, the Kansas City Chiefs, who played in the Super Bowl last year, didn't make it, and even those folks that are loyal to the Cowboys, they didn't make it. So there's a lot of teams that were expected to at least make the playoffs that never got there.
Yeah, you know, in all candor, Ralph, I love betting future books in the different sports, but it can be pretty, it can be a minefield because you're betting before the season starts or early in the season. A lot of things can happen in these different sports, and you're right. A lot of high-profile teams did not make the postseason.
Okay, well, we're going to take a look at the post Of course, the playoffs now, the postseason for the Super Bowl, as those games come up, a big wild card weekend coming up this weekend. And, of course, the college football playoffs are getting down to the nitty-gritty, too, and we'll be leaning on you for that. But for today, no football, so we'll have to get a horse pick from you. Off a nice winner on Sunday.
Yeah, I finally broke the ice on Sunday. It was my first winner of the year for a race day, and hopefully followed by many, many more this calendar year. Race 7 at Parks, Ralph. Parks, race 7, 6.5 furlongs, optional claimer. I like the number 1, the Chalk. This horse was claimed out of Churchill Downs in November. The trainer wins at 34% off the claim. Abner Adorno was a pretty good jockey at Parks rides. Let's go with the 1, the Chalk in race 7.
All right, you got the 7th race at Parks Racing, and in the 7th race at Parks, you like the number 1 horse, the Chalk, the Chalk, which is 4-1 on the morning line there. So unless they get CAW involved with that one, he won't be the Chalk in the race. But anyhow, in the 7th race, number 1 at Parks Racing. Thanks a lot, Rich, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All righty, now we're going to go right. We're going to blow off our last commercial and go right to John Lindo standing by in Southern California. John, it looks pretty nice out that window behind you.
It's dry, Ralph. Finally, and it's supposed to get warmer this weekend. So races have been drawn at Santa Anita for Thursday through Sunday already, and it's going to be warmer. So I would expect everything to be ready to go back on the turf, and the horses are backed up and ready to run.
Well, I know that there'll be a lot of horses out there training, trying to catch up from not being on the racetrack, not only in the afternoon, but in the morning as well. You would think that with all of these cancellations, et cetera, that when they open up the entry box in the next week or so, that there ought to be, the field sizes ought to be pretty good.
Well, especially the turf. We haven't had a chance to get on the turf, and, we haven't really run many grass races since the end of Del Mar's fall meet. So those horses have got to get going, and they're just now starting to open up and allow horses to work on the main track. They did not work on the main track from December 31 through this past Tuesday, so it's been a while. So they've been able to work on the Chapita on the training track. So everybody's playing catch up right now, but again, the stretch of weather next couple of weeks looks good. So let's get some racing in.
Well, yeah, and I know that we've already got 2 Thursdays for makeup days. We got tomorrow and, of course, the following Thursday on the 15th. But there's been more than just 2 days of cancellations at the beginning of the Santa Anita meeting. So do you think that they would probably stay on course and try to make up more makeup days on Thursdays?
Well, with the Friday through Sunday race schedule, there are open Thursdays that they can do it. They might wait a little bit later till the weather gets a little better, like in March or something. And they will add an extra race or two. There's 9 on Thursday, 10 on Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week. So basically an extra race pretty much every day. So they're going to make up some on the individual race cards as well.
Well, I could tell you this, in talking to some friends of mine and et cetera, and taking a look at the racing menu, I would think that Santa Anita may, explore the opportunity of taking the extra makeup days, not so much on Thursday, but doing them on Monday, because Monday, there's not a lot of major tracks that are running, and they might do better on that Monday than the Thursday.
I would think anything's possible. Well, I'm sure they have some data on when they have had Monday racing, like the Monday that we used after Christmas when we had to make up the one day from the 27th. So I'm sure they have numbers from those type of things. But I don't know who makes that call, and I don't know when they make that call. So we'll just see. And, we have 4 days this week. We have 5 days next week with the following Monday holiday. So we've got 9 days coming up. So they'll space them out after that.
And I guess the 10-day forecast for the weather sees it clear and nice for that stretch.
Well, knock on wood. So far, so good, yes.
All right. You got it, my man. Lindo Report, what are we doing this week?
Well, we're finally getting back in that rotation where I can do some work on the Coast to Coast Pick 5, which is 15% takeout and a retail only. So I'll add that to the Santa Anita Lindo reports this week. And I like the fact that the Strata Group has not been overlapping that Coast to Coast Pick 5 with the Sunset 6 races as much, and that'll help the pool size. So I'll jump in and see what we've got there.
All right, you got it. Thanks a lot, John. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
You got it. Good luck.
All right, let's get out to Jerry Jackowitz now. I see Jerry just popped in. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. Yeah.
Well,
I popped in a little while ago. I saw Richie and his mustache.
Oh, you did? I didn't see on my screen. I apologize for that. In any case, you got a minute to tell me whatever you want to tell me.
Well, over the past week, we had 2 plays. Weekend. This happens all the time, but I had 2 plays I gave out, I think around 3 to 1, whatever the price was. Then the horse went off below that price, and they lost. But I didn't lose, and I hope none of you lost, because that price is the decision line upon which a bet is either made or not made. And the mechanics of this are really fantastic. Let's say you're giving out 3 to 1 shots, which is fairly typical of the plays I've been giving out on the show of late.
Right.
And let's say you have 3 of them that are below 3 to 1. You don't play them. There's only 7 left in the set, and you win with a couple of them. And you start you make $20 on those 10 bets. With a couple of wins in places, it's very easy to make the $20, and you turn a break-even or negative situation into a positive situation just simply by having a value line.
Yeah. And that's a good point for you to make, because when you do the picks on the show in the morning, you always say you give a price of which you'll go to, and that's it. Right. And when you use that as a barometer, folks, it'll like some of the horses that he bet would go below that price. It's just not a bet, so it's a non-bet and non-pick.
Right, and by the way, you don't have to use my price. You could have a different price structure of your own. It's just one handicapper's opinion. I'm not
absolutely, but that's your barometer for a cutoff point. Good point, Jerry. And one last point that you're going to make is what?
Have a great race day, everybody.